Oh, wow. Okay, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Financial Book Club. I'm ERGJ from ERGJ Enterprise. Just found out, basically, if you got any music playing, then it's going to be copyrighted if it's not your own. So I got to make sure I use my own clips whenever I play music. So this is just a repeat from what we just went through. But hey, maybe you're waking up a little late and you need to capture this information. So we're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Siebold. Steve, I'm coming for my check. And this is a 100-day journey, and we're actually on day number 93. So here's the deal, guys. Wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. And what we're doing is we are changing our input so we can actually change our output. In other words, we want to start chewing on financial nuggets on a regular basis. And I say 15 minutes a day. That's right, 15 minutes a day to keep broke away. That's right, 15 minutes a day to keep broke away. So we're changing what we put on the inside to actually change our output in life, so we can change our income, so we can change our profit, so we can change our revenue, because we're going to start thinking differently about money. We want to develop this love relationship with money in the sense that that we're able to use it effectively to have a better, more profitable lifestyle. That's right, better, more profitable life. So it's day number 93. I know that you don't have a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time. So day number 93, let's get it. The middle class minimizes the importance of money with their kids, while the world class teaches their kids the importance of money. That's right. The middle class minimizes the importance of money with their kids, while the world class teaches their kids the importance of money. Now, the average child growing up in America is repeatedly told that money won't make him happy, which makes you wonder how most parents would know, since few ever had any money. The primary reason that it is passed down and perpetuated is parents believe the desire to be rich is wrong, and that it is their job to protect their children from being materialistic and shallow adults. Now, I found this to be true as I go into schools and churches and organizations, that whenever I ask a child, do they want to be rich, they're very hesitant to raise their hand or to agree with that, because they've been taught that, the desire to be rich is wrong. They've been taught that money is the root of all evil, where the real verse says that the love of money is the root of all evil. So having wealth, having money, and doing something good with it, I think, is a good thing. The world-class parents realize that without an abundance of financial resources, their kids will spend their lives like the masses, worrying and struggling for money. And that's how most people live, worrying and struggling for money. One, because they've never been taught or understood money. They don't have a financial education. They're not financially literate. And I would say that most people are kids in this area as it relates to money. We're adolescents in this area. The great ones take the time to educate their kids on the subject that ranks among the most maligned and misunderstood. And here's what I teach people when I go into the school system. I teach them that I want you to major in money. That's right. Put it in the comments below. Major in money, because no matter what career they decide they choose upon, whether they are a doctor, lawyer, or an athlete, a rapper, or an entertainer, it's important that they major in money, because it's not how much you earn, it's actually how much you keep. So the great ones take the time to educate their kids on the subject that ranks among the most maligned and misunderstood. There are more self-limiting middle-class beliefs in the areas of sex, politics, religion, and money than almost all other areas combined. For some reason, these four topics are approached almost exclusively through emotion, rather than logical and critical thinking. For some reason, these four areas, sex, politics, religion, and money, they are approached through emotion rather than logic and critical thinking. Talk to a middle-class thinker about one of these topics and you'll hear little data or proof to back up their beliefs. The litmus test is taking an opposing view. If it's a middle-class thinker, watch out. Because when a person operating out of emotion is challenged, they will attack you for taking an opposing viewpoint. Normally, rational people revert back to naive adolescence when intoxicated with emotion. World-class parents prepare their kids so when they encounter this situation, they will chalk it up to middle-class thinking. While the middle class continues to minimize the importance of money, the world class educates and prepares their kids on how to think about it, whom to listen to, and most importantly, whom to ignore. The world class educates and prepares their children on how to think about money, who to listen to about money, but most importantly, whom to ignore. Now I got to ask you, is that something that you guys are doing? Is that something, are you teaching your kids how to think about money? Are you teaching your children whom to listen to about money? But most importantly, are you also teaching your kids whom to ignore about money? And Johnny, I'm going through the book, How Rich People Think by Siebold. It's a different cover, but you know, I've been actually going through the book, so it's all beat up. All right, so this is one of the little known secrets of wealthy parents. Can you imagine the advantage these children have? Can you just imagine? Because they've been taught differently about money, the advantage that that gives them from a financial mentality standpoint. If you were raised with this kind of street smart, this education, how much richer would you be? If you were raised with this kind of street smart education, how much richer would you be? Now, one of the reasons why I like this book is not only do you get this passage of the day, but you also get a quote of the day, a critical thinking question of the day, and also an action step of the day. So you actually have something to take away, not only from what you read, but also a few nuggets. So here's your quote of the day from William McKinley. He says this: I do not prize the word cheap. It is not a word of inspiration. I do not prize the word cheap. It's not a word of inspiration. So I want you to think about, what is your word of inspiration today? And go ahead and write that in the comments below. What's the word that's inspiring you today? It got you up out of the bed. It got you ready to go. And my word of inspiration today is driven. That's right, I'm driven. There's some things that I want to get done today. And I realize that if I get those things done, that's just my way of, in action, planting a seed in the ground that's going to reap benefits for me, my family, my household, my business, and ultimately the village in the future. So what is it, your word of inspiration today? What's going to get you going here on this Tuesday as you get moving around? What is your word of inspiration? Here's your critical thinking question today, guys. Here's what you want to answer. The thing that you want to think about and answer as it relates to what we talked about today. Do your children, and also do you, understand the importance of money? Do your children, but also do you understand the importance of money? And then lastly, here's your action step. Here's what you want to do as it relates to what we've talked about today. Teach your kids to expect the masses to attack them when they talk about their desire to be rich. Teach your kids to expect the masses to attack them when they talk about their desire to be rich. Because for some reason, our kids have been taught that the desire to be rich is wrong. And we need to change that. As long as they have a good motive behind why they want to be rich. For example, you know, my mom still lives in the original house that we were raised in, right? And it now has some leakage problems in the basement. Well, if, you know, I want to be rich because I just want to pay for that repair in cash, right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? To pay $15,000 to repair your basement. But hey, for some reason, we've been taught that the desire to be rich is wrong, because we've been taught that money is the root of all evil, when the reality is that scripture says that the love of money is the root of all evil. But at any rate, this is day number 93 of the 100-day journey. So we got 7 more days to go in this book, How Rich People Think by Siebold. We're going to be picking up the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, next. And both of those books you can find at the website, www.ergj.net, in our recommended read section. Now, here's the deal. I recommended the book to you. Why not buy it through me? That's how I feel about it. So recap, day number 93 is the middle class, it minimizes the importance of money with their children, while the world class teaches their kids the importance of money. Well, hey, I want to thank you so much for tuning in today on our financial book club. And remember this, that wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. Have a great day. And remember, the word of inspiration today for me is driven.